Hey guys, I am here with Jason Dennis from Boom. They just beat Red Storm 6-5. Now, Red Storm had the lead for a majority of the time, and you guys were able to bring it back. What did you change in your strategy to make sure you got the advantage in that first win of this weekend for you?
Well, in the first couple points, they were shooting us off the break, and we weren't. So once we got our lanes on, there was a little injury timeout there you saw. So after that, we were able to, get back on our feet, shoot some better lanes, and play some 4-on-4s and 5-on-5s against them instead of being down bodies.
What's the toughest component about this specific field layout?
Getting wide is really tough because of the two center bunkers there. They're able to put up really good lanes. You can float back there and hide. So getting wide's the hardest, but if you're able to do that, that really helps.
All right, now we have Ironmen versus Art Chaos. We'll see how this one goes.
Huge first game right now. Ironmen on your screen, and on the right-hand side, Art Chaos in the purple on the left. And Clint Moore making a move up into the center, starting for Art Chaos. Roman Lazarev, Pavel, Clint Moore, Jenny Zakharov, and Axel Godin. That's pretty much their second line for Art Chaos. So they're starting right away against the Ironmen here. And the story with Art Chaos is, it looks like first strike goes to Art Chaos. Mike Paxton coming off early. It's Toe Camel, Daniel Ibarra, Brandon Cornell, and Marcelo Margot getting the start for Los Angeles Ironmen.
Yeah, Mike Paxton getting shot early out of that tall temple on the Dorito side. Here comes Clint Moore attacking up the middle for Art Chaos, but he's going to get shot right away, right in the face.
Yeah, so Clint Moore walks off, but it looks like able to get into the 50-yard line. Snake right now is Art Chaos. So looks like that is Zakharov.
So Karslev gets shot as well for Art Chaos. So they come walking off the field, 3 bodies left alive.
So better field position. Oh, but it looks like Roman Lazarev, he takes the walk out of the Snake. So it was Lazarev who was in there. He gets shot by Marcelo Margot. Tok Hamill shot Karslev. And right now, the Ironmen, though they did lose the first body in Mike Paxton, it looks like the Ironmen are now in the driver's seat. Daniel Ibarra, Tok Hamill, but another body dropping for the Ironmen. 3 bodies left alive for them, just 1 body left alive for Art Chaos. And Brandon Cornell is going to take him out here. So nice work by the Ironmen, though they did lose that first body, able to dig in and get a couple kills. And the first one's going to go to them. Score is going to be 1-0. So what I was saying about Art Chaos is that, if you've been following the PSP throughout the year, Art Chaos was highly touted, and rightfully so, coming into this year. They had to play the first event in the Challengers Division as they were a new team coming into the league, so they had to prove themselves. Can't just walk right into the Champions League. And they were able to win out. They won that tournament in the Challengers Division, but then they blew out at the next one. Did terrible, lost every game at the Mid-Atlantic Open, so they went back down into the Challengers Division in Chicago, and they ended up winning that one as well, too. So they've just been dominating down in the Challengers Division. The only hiccup they had was when they lost to VCK in the prelims. But other than that, they avenged that loss in the finals at the last event, stomping VCK down 7-1. So with the legendary lineup that they have, and the reason why we talk about them in that realm is because of the players they have. 4 of the solidest players that exist in this game. And it's, of course, Konstantin Fedorov, Mishka Kiesnev, Alexander Birnikov, and Sergei Sonaisko. Those 4 guys that are now on the field right now here, as this is the stud lineup right now for Art Chaos. And but the team has not been able to, other than in the Challengers Division, but everyone was like, look, these guys are going to be contending with Impact. They're going to be contending with Dynasty. They're going to be contending with Infamous, all the top-level teams. But we just haven't seen that out of them in the Champions Division the one time that they were up here, as they lost every single game that tournament. And this layout is very similar to the Mid-Atlantic Open. So that's one of the big overhanging questions here at this event is Art Chaos ready to perform in the Champions Division? Can they get it together and start contending against these top teams? It remains to be seen.
Yeah, I'm actually very curious to see if Art Chaos plays this field similar to how they did, because Art Chaos is good at, running and gunning, shooting people on the break, spreading the field, but what actually ended up really hurting them at MAO was them consistently trying to get outside unsuccessfully. So let's see if they try and bottle it up, make some smarter moves. We saw them that first point, keep coming up the middle on that Snake side, come to the outside as they're going to lose Sergey on the break. And once again, Art Chaos does make that move up the middle on the Snake side, coming out to that wing right away. And Alex Goldman, who is playing with an injury, comes up the middle of the field and goes straight to that Dorito side tower in the middle. And now he's going to look on the outside as Mishka gets shot, but Lukashuk makes it out here into the snake. So Art Chaos drops 2 bodies right away. Cece for the Ironmen gets shot. Chris Cat. Here comes Alex Rodriguez bumping out here to the snake side wing. Alex Golden up there in the middle. He's focused solely on Lukashuk there in the snake.
Oh, gets shot in the loader, looks like. And there goes Alex Goldman.
Yeah, and Alex Goldman is toughing out. He actually, I talked to him yesterday. He thought he had hurt his hamstring in Europe when he was playing over there, but it actually is some sort of nerve injury in his knee, back of his knee, and so he's trying to gut through it. At first he said he wasn't going to play because he kind of re-aggravated that injury at practice, but he's gutting through it and he's attempting to play. But normally we see him flying over here down on the snake side, but he got shot out of that center bunker, so we'll see if he can continue to gut through that injury. Right now, bodies dropping for both teams. It's 2-on-2. Marcelo Margot, John Kolkman alive for the Ironmen. And for Art Chaos, it's Alexander Birnikov and Pavel Lukashuk.
And Lukashuk crawls all the way down onto the Ironman side of the snake. Marcelo Margot is there in that snake side corner, but Lukashuk
nice
gets picked
shot
off.
across.
And that was Malloy. Alexander Birnikov was able to get that shot cross field, I think on, was that John Kolkman. So, and there's that gunfight win. You know, these gunfight wins are going to be the difference here at this event.
And now 2 of the best one-on-one players we have in this league.
This is awesome.
Alexander
right here.
Birnikov and Marcelo Margot locked in a one-on-one. There you see Marcelo on your screen right there in the snake side corner. Alexander Birnikov.
Hiding there, right there.
You can't see him because he's a ninja.
So, there's Malloy. This is his nickname, Malloy. So you hear say Malloy, we're talking about Alexander Birnikov. He was the 2012 Top Gun Award winner when he's been playing on Moscow Red Legion for years. Art Chaos finally was able to get him over. And so now he's gunfighting. Thought might have got clipped right there, but the ref calls him clean. So in this one-on-one battle, we've seen Marcelo Margot win a lot of one-on-ones over the years. And now he's going to make his move into the snake.
I don't know if I agree with that decision, actually.
Well, it's tough because he's either has to head towards the center and use the bigger bunkers, or try to get to that 50 snake where you have the bigger bunkers now going to the pin. Also, Margot is a bigger man than Malloy. Malloy is a little guy.
Oh, nice shot by Marcelo Margot.
Marcelo Margot with a huge one-on-one victory right there against Alexander Birnikov. And that is going to put the Ironmen up by 2 now with the score 2-0 with 15:01 to go. 4 confirmed kills for Marcelo Margot. He got 3 of them in that last point there. Amazing work, man. Marcelo played so well at the last event in that 2 position, the second attacker on the snake side. Typically a D-side player for the past couple seasons. Made his career kind of more of a snake player. He did play the D-side, but, you know, so you're looking at this game matchup here. You know, with the 4 guys that Art Chaos has on their rosters, if they play up to their potential, you got to give them a little bit of an advantage if they play those guys the majority of the time. The Ironmen definitely proved a lot at that last event, but still, you know, with the young guys coming up, don't know if they're quite ready to win a tournament yet. That's completely up to them, but they did show us a lot by getting to the semifinals. So, you know, both of these teams pretty evenly matched, I would say, Todd.
Yeah, I mean, both of these teams, like Art Chaos, they've been there before. Ironmen got guys that have been there before. Ironmen, you know, they've been on the rise this season, you know, after reforming their team. Art Chaos, they're a new team, but they got so many guys, like we've said before, that have been there and done that. You know, Art Chaos sent out their line with their newer guys the first point and got in good field position, but then got shot out of their bunkers, and then they sent in their heavy hitter line, you know, with Mishka, Birnikov, Fedorov. Fedorov actually got shot on the break that last point, and they're going to send them back out here again. You know, Art Chaos, you know, we watched them that MAO come out and go down early. Their first game was against Dynasty, you know, and that was a very, you know, much anticipated game, and Dynasty really just took it right to them. And right now, the Ironmen up 2-0 on the back of that one-on-one by Marcelo Margot.
Todd, I think you have to run the core 4 guys on Art Chaos right now until they get back in this matchup. Yeah, you have to. I mean, those are your 4 best players, some of the best players out there, and you have to ride your best guys if you're down points. And right now, they're down 2-0 right now. Still tons of time left. Uh-oh, referee in there checking out. That might be a penalty, and that is going to be a minor penalty on Shane Pastana.
Yeah, I saw that in the break. He got hit like literally right out of the box. Unfortunately, that's going to put 3 players alive right now for the Ironmen.
But Art Chaos losing 2 of their heavy hitters, Fedorov and Vertikov, off the break. So that off-the-break shooting for the Ironmen starting to pay dividends. So it's 3-on-3 right now as Shane Pastana getting Brandon Cornell, his young protege, pulled off that penalty.
But right now, Jason Vidalich right in the 50 snake. You see on the screen right now, shooting across the field.
Yeah, Vidalich. He was one of those royalty players. Didn't actually make the squad the first couple events. And then now coming back in, earning a spot on the team. And here in the 50 snake, shooting across the field at the 2 bodies on the Doritos side for Art Chaos. Mishka and Sergey over there. And oh, the one body
nice
over
shot.
here getting shot. That's Lukashuk getting shot in the face on that snake side corner. That's going to allow Vidalich to stand up, come across to Art Chaos' side of the field. Going to go with his gun up and his head up, and it looks like he's about to shoot Sergey in the back. He does.
Wow, the Ironmen are up by 3 points right now.
Wow.
So the main line for Art Chaos losing 2 off the break, not able to get it done even with the minor penalty on Shane Pastana.
Looking strong though, Maddie.
Yeah, the Ironmen are looking very strong right now. But, you know, when you got guys like Alex Rodriguez and Mike Paxton, Shane Pastana, you know, Kolkman shooting off the break, those are some great off the break shooters right now on a field where, you know, if you're going to try to get out wide, it's going to be a struggle.
Right.
And that was basically the big problem that Art Chaos had. Is I really felt it was a coaching error on Art Chaos at the Mid-Atlantic Open. They pretty much ran similar plays over and over again, refused to conform to the the limits of the field layout. And if you can't do that, man. If something's not working, you can't expect that guys are just going to run through streams. You have to earn those moves, and they weren't able to make those coaching decisions and put their players in the right positions. They were sending them to their deaths, and it kept happening game after game after game. So right now, Art Chaos losing some bodies on the break, and they're going to have to figure out a way to be able to progress up the field safely. Right now, the Ironmen not letting that happen. It also helps that the Ironmen, you got to win. We always say, paintball maxim, you have to win the close points. And the fact that Marcelo Margot was able to step up and beat, you know, the 2012 Top Gun Award winner that actually stole the Top Gun Award from Marcelo that year, that former teammates, that was huge. So, you know, this game brought to you by PB Nation. Toward the conversation, go to PB Nation. And man, so the Ironmen looking real solid. Let's see who they send out. They send out the injured Alex Goldman, Toke Hamill, who's going to have to carry the weight that Alex Goldman normally carries in the snake. And it looks like a timeout is being called here, probably by Art Chaos, trying to slow down and ice down the momentum the Los Angeles Ironmen have been putting up here. John Kolkman, he's coming out. Toke Hamill, like we just said, you know, that's the story with Toke Hamill. Young guy, played on the Ironman a couple seasons ago, went to Royalty to play with his boys last year, and then came over in the merger. What a nice kid, man. He's
I agree with
such
that,
a nice
100%.
guy. He's got a great attitude about everything, super positive. And big test for him here at this event. Can Toke Hamill and Daniel Ibarra, can those 2 guys carry the weight and the brunt of the attack over here on the snake side of the field? We will see. So far, though, looking pretty solid for the Los Angeles Ironmen. And we're going to be right back after this. Stick around. And we are back here on the pristine grass out here in Riverside, California. or the PSP West Coast Open. Matty Marshall with Todd Martinez and Chris Lasoya. Our Chaos needs to get it going. They send their A lineup back out here. Sergey Sonaisko, Konstantin Fedorov, Malloy, Mishka Kiesnev, and Pavel Lukashuk to see if they can get it done here against upstart Ironman. Shane Pestana makes his way out of the box, and it looks like they lose a body though. So Shane Pestana alive, but looks like John Kolkman getting shot out of his bunker. So right now, 4 players alive for the Los Angeles Ironmen.
Yeah, our Chaos really likes that wing over here on the snake side, coming up in there trying to lock off the snake side of the field. Sergey Solnishkov getting up in the middle of the field into that Dorito side tower, the second Dorito side tower. There goes Toke Hamill and Alex Goldman, both getting shot out of their spots. Just Shane Pestana, Marcelo Margot over here. Here comes Art Chaos on the offensive. 3 bodies down. So there's 2 players left. There goes Shane Pestana, just Marcelo Margot. Here comes Konstantin Fedorov, and he's going to come through the middle as Marcelo Margot gets shot from the opposite side of the field and comes walking off. So after that brief timeout from Art Chaos, getting it together a little bit there.
Taking advantage.
Ironman starting with 1 body in the box, but using that to their advantage as Art Chaos finally going to get on the board here as we're almost halfway through this game. 12:35 left to go. The Ironmen up 3-1. But I mean, didn't really look like Art Chaos changed very much, except for, I mean, at least not over here on the snake side. They keep coming out, diving into that first temple, having their snake side can guy come up, second up into that wing, try and get those kills across the field early, but really attacking that Dorito side earlier.
And you see here, shot of the valley out here. Beautiful landscape, man. And like I said, we got a little bit of rain last weekend, so it greened everything up. And it's not too hot, perfect grass to play on. Great location here for the 4th event. Happy to finally have one again in California.
Yeah, welcome. All you paintballers from afar to our wonderful state of California.
And so with 12 minutes and 35 seconds to go, Art Chaos finally getting on the board there. 3-1 is the score. So can Art Chaos mount a comeback like we saw in the Challengers division in that last game? Boom won against Red Storm. We're going to be right back after this. Stick around.
Possible in the paintball world. The Vanquish system makes it easy. You only need one for everything. One key, one gun, one company. My name is Nicky Cuba. I play for Team Infamous, and the Vanquish brings my game to another level.
Looking in the pits right now for Art Chaos, there's Axel Godin, who was picked up from the Tauntauns. Amazing snake player. And then Art Chaos running that #1 line of theirs. And that is a smart coaching play right there. Let yourself get back in the match before you get your bench players in the game. The thing is, Art Chaos is deep, and everyone on that team is awesome. But there is a difference between the 4 Russian killers and the rest of the squad. So you got to run those guys until you put some more points on the board here, because the Ironmen are playing this one tough. But though, losing some bodies. They lose Mike Paxton, shot by Pavel Lukashuk. Chris Cat takes the walk. Jason Vidalich takes the walk. And here comes Alexander Britnikov storming up that snake side of the field to take out the last player left alive, Alex Rodriguez for the Ironmen. So Art Chaos mounting a comeback here. 2-3 is the score now. So nice work by Malloy and Sergey Sonaiskov and Mishka Kiesnev, the 3 players left alive. Mishka hanging that flag up.
That was a quick point too, man. They looked really, really crisp. They shot good lanes in the break. They capitalized on everything they made. I mean, Todd, once you get those shots outside and you get outside on the other team, and it's kind of hard to capitalize. I mean, to recover from something like that.
Yeah, well, Art Chaos on that point, it didn't risk anybody out on the Dorito side. They kept the extra gun on the inside, shot heavy, and then, made quick secondaries out here on the snake side. But they came across instead of up, into that tower, or I'm sorry, the forward snake can. and that snake side wing. And I think that that could be a good play. It didn't work out for them earlier, so they kind of went away from that, swung more towards the outside, and they did lose one body. Jason Vidulich shot one of the guys out of the snake, but when Eric Chaos is at their best, all their guys are gun up, on their feet, heads up, and moving as a unit. When you see one guy, the next guy comes with them. It's that discipline to know what your teammate in front of you needs, and keep constant paint to allow him more freedom to look across the field and get his kills.
Well, I think also too, we've talked about this earlier on, and if you just joined us, we've been talking about the gunfight, how important the pressure and the gunfights are going to be on this particular field. And the guys that comprise that A lineup, that first lineup for Art Chaos, are notorious for having ridiculous snapshots and really good gunfighting ability. And like you said, constant pressure, guns up, working together, moving down the field. So we'll see if Art Chaos can bring the game we've seen of them for many, many, many years, past 10 years. See if they can find that form again. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
Hey guys, I'm down here in Art Chaos's pit with Clint Moore. Now, this field layout has some similarities to the layout in MAO where you guys had some struggles and you weren't able to perform the way you wanted to. Coming into this one, were you worried about having the same difficulties?
I don't say we're worried, we just worked even harder to put the rights wrong. And hopefully we can get this game going now and take the win here. All
right, well, it's 3-2. Ironmen is up 1 point. We'll see if Art Chaos can tie it up.
So on the breakout, staying in the pocket, but swinging one out wide snake side here. Art Chaos on your screen, and then they immediately fill out to that oh-so-important insert bunker there. Oh, but Lucas Schuch looks like he got shot in a gunfight, Todd, because it looked like he made it out there clean.
Yeah, I got in there. Lucas Schuch, that's a couple gunfights now that he's lost straight ahead. I think that's Vidulich again, actually. With his number right now. No, we got Toke Hamill, I'm sorry, over here on the snake side with Marcelo Margot for the Ironmen. And the Ironmen losing Shane Pestana, but pushing up on the Dorito side. Does he make it in alive? Nope. Getting shot. Chris Cat gets shot. That was Brandon Cornell getting shot, trying to make the secondary out there. So just 2 bodies left alive now for the Ironmen.
Yeah, and it looked like Marcelo Margot got that kill on Pavel Lukashuk to kind of open things up on the snake side in the beginning of this point. But then our Chaos comes back, and Konstantin Fedorov steps up, takes out Brandon Cornell, takes out Chris Cat. And it's not looking good for the Ironmen right now. 2 players left alive for them. Toke Hamill, Marcelo Margot gets tapped out. And now it's just Toke Hamill looking at 4 Art Chaos bodies. And this is a really tough situation to prevail in here for Toke Hamill. And he is going to come up into a stream of paint there. And he's going to have to walk off. So nice work by Konstantin Fedorov. 3 confirmed kills in that point right there. And that's, over the years, that's what we come to expect out of Konstantin. And it's tough to kind of have that pressure on you all the time. But when you constantly, year after year after year, perform at a level that very few other players can actually achieve, that's why we start to expect things like that out of Konstantin Fedorov. So it's good to see him start to get back in a rhythm here and get those 3 confirmed kills to close the gap here against the Los Angeles Ironmen. Score is now 3-3 here, 10 minutes and 10 seconds left. So our Chaos back in this matchup. So are they going to send that first line out again, or are they going to start to get some of the other players reps?
What a change of the tides right now.
Yes.
I mean, it was 3-0. I mean, Ironmen looking really, really crisp and clean, but now Art Chaos coming out of the box, shooting good lanes, capitalizing on the G's in the break. Yeah. I mean, Todd,
no, you're right, and Art Chaos actually does not. They send out that other line. They're on that replay there. You see Marcelo getting shot out of that snake side can. But Art Chaos does not stick with that same line. They're going to come out with Axel Moore. And the second line that they ran the very first point. Ironmen coming out. Looks like Ibarra, Goldman, Margot, Vidulich.
And Mike Paxson.
Vidulich going to come off. Paxson and Rodriguez coming on the field right now for the Ironmen.
When we saw this field layout, we really thought that Alex Rodriguez from the Los Angeles Ironmen would have a field day up in that center, as he's really made a name for himself as a really mobile back guy who is not scared to close games out and attack up that center. Really good timing is starting to develop for Alex Rodriguez from the Ironmen.
Yeah, the Ironmen just losing those bodies early. These past couple points, giving Art Chaos some freedom to move around. Art Chaos keeping it tight over there on the Dorito side. When they were losing points early, they're trying to run out wide, getting chopped up. Let's see, we got Axel Godin lined up to head out to that Dorito side. Let's see if he goes short or if they try and extend him. They went wide over here on the snake side. Axel makes it all the way out to the Dorito side corner and gets bounced going in there. The Ironmen able to keep all 5 bodies alive, and our Chaos keeps all 5 bodies alive. So Ironmen now making big secondaries up into Dorito 2. Alex Rodriguez, Maddie, you asked for it, comes into that snake side can. Second snake side can now jumps across the field into the Dorito side tower.
Yeah, it was a quick bump too, and immediately guns up snake side of the field. But having Alex Rodriguez in that launching pad right there in the center could potentially get scary for our Chaos. So they're going to have to contend with that. And when that timing starts to play a little bit more of a factor for A-Rod is when the other team is, getting on its heels a little bit and trying to figure out which lane he needs to shoot. That's when he's really good at reading those lanes and launching. But it looks like Mike Paxton getting shot early out of here. So that's a couple early deaths for Paxton now in a couple of these points.
Yeah.
And a little uncharacteristic. Well, Mike, really good gunfighter, has been doing it for years. And this, when we saw this layout, this was another one, and it looks like A-Rod's going to get shot too.
That's a hard spot to live in right there, Maddie, though. I mean, you get up there, you really got to gunfight and just kind of stay, live behind your gun. And if they get up in the snake, you're kind of in a bad situation.
Yeah, Alex Goldman making a move out there to the Dorito side corner, see if he can get a better angle, but it's Roman Lazarev right now over here in the snake that's just getting all the kills. And he is in the 50. He's got backup. Here comes Alex Goldman. Not looking like he's injured at all, coming all the way from the Dorito side corner into the snake side temple.
I was just going to say that. I mean, Alex Goldman injured is me on Rick, well, not me, but some other young kid that has 2 steps on us. I mean, the kid, I mean, he's giving somebody a little bit of help because that kid is just fast.
Well, it's tough. It was tough for him too because he had texted me a couple days before the event. It's like, yeah, I'm not playing. I really re-aggravated my injury, but then I saw him yesterday and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna play.
There's no not playing for that kid. Like he's so stubborn, and I've known him for so long, and the kid's just a monster.
Well, the thing that he was kind of tortured by was that we know how big of a contributor he is to the attack for the Ironmen. So he was trying to really kind of do the math for himself. It's like, okay, well, how hurt am I? And how much of an asset am I going to be if I do play, or how much of my liability am I going to be? And also, incredibly important event for the Los Angeles Ironmen. First of all, as we've been talking about here in the lead up to this event, we talked about it in the breakdown, you can't slip up at this event. If you find yourself in a relegation game on Sunday morning here at the West Coast Open and you lose that game, well, then you're going to be playing in the Challengers Division for World Cup, and all these really high-powered teams like Arc Chaos, the Ironmen, they do not want to meet the fate that awaits X Factor, Aftershock, and Infamous, who are stuck down in that Challengers Division right now, fighting for the right to play at the World Cup. And that's what these guys are all, every pro team here in the Champs and the Challengers Division, your dream is to play at the World Cup and win that tournament. It's the most respected, the biggest, and the hardest tournament on earth, bar none. There is no harder tournament to win. And that the stripe you get and that no one can ever take away from you. And we saw X Factor take that victory last year, but they are one of those teams that's down in the Challengers Division, and only 2 of the potentially at best of those 3 teams is going to come up, and then 2 of the teams that we're watching play here and the rest of today will definitely be going down. So everybody out there knows that, and that was what was torturing Mouse. Alex Rodriguez. He's like, man, there's so much at stake at this event. And so he eventually decided to, gut it up and play.
It just shows the level of talent that you have at this tournament series. I mean, the best of the best of the best. I mean, there's no Challengers champions. They're all professional players out here. I mean, Division 1, Division 2. All these players out here are future of the paintball.
Yeah.
And these guys are just all just amazing paintball players. It shows the level of
the parity between these teams.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and Todd, Vicious is going to play this afternoon. Is that something that's hanging in the back of the minds? I mean, you guys have had to play in relegation games. You took second at the first event, and we've seen this topsy-turvy professional paintball world we live in, where it really depends on what game you brought to that specific tournament. Doesn't matter what you did at the last event, but is that kind of hanging over everyone's head?
It's kind of funny. We really haven't even talked about it. Like of all, how important it is, and I kind of feel like, it's good that hasn't really been like, that's not our mentality anymore. We've done that, gone down, had to come back up, but we're not thinking about that. We got Lauren Kelly down on the sidelines. Lauren, what's going on down there?
Hey guys, I am in the Ironmen pit with Shane Pastana. Now you guys had a 3-point lead, 3-0 against Art Chaos. Art Chaos has come back 4-3. They're leading with 1 point. I heard in the pit that you guys were talking about bounce shots. How big of a problem have bounce shots been so far on this field for you?
This last 3 points, it's been brutal. We've lost at least 1, if not 2 guys off a bounce shot from another bunker. And that's just preparation on their part. And now we're adjusting to it. We call a timeout. And hopefully we can survive this. And we're trying to figure out what we need to do to get out of this melee that they're throwing off. They're coming off bunkers that we're not expecting it to come from.
What is it that you can do to adjust to avoid bounce shots? It seems like that would kind of be unavoidable.
Shoot back at them, do what they're doing to us. We kind of knew they were there, and we're trying them also, but it seems like they're more disciplined on doing it, which is kind of, not surprising. Now hopefully this will work out and we can tie this game back up.
All right, well, we've got 25 seconds on the clock. We'll see if Ironmen can tie it. They're down 1 point, 3-4.
Thanks, Lauren. Yeah, so about 20 seconds before the start of this next point, 8:03 left to play here in this matchup, the first game of the Champions Division here at the West Coast Open. And the sun is definitely now completely made its appearance, and the overcast is completely burnt off. So, can the Ironmen pick it back up here? Oh, looks like a bad start, and that is going to cost a couple bodies for the Ironmen, as I think Chris Catt left early. And also it looks like they lost John Kolkman too, so disaster strikes the Ironmen trying to get back in this match here. Konstantin Fedorov did get shot from the Ironmen, and it looks like they also lose Lukashuk as well too, so it's 3-on-3.
Right now Art Chaos is just playing a little better than the Ironmen. I mean, it's not so much the beginning game, it's their end game. They're a little bit of better people position right now. They're up in the middle.
And Chris, those bounce shots that Shane Pastana was talking about, what that is literally you can wing paintballs off of one bunker to shoot somebody in another bunker. And that's what he was basically talking about. And that, like he said, is about preparation. Oh, Marcelo Margot calling his shot cross field. Nice work by Marcelo Margot to get a cross-field shot from one of those players over there on the snake side of the field. So that was a big kill right there, because now there are only 2 players left alive here for Art Chaos. Mishka Kesnev, Sergei Sonaiskov are left alive here. Sergei, and he is just living by his gun, and he finally gets taken out of that center. He's in a bad spot once Alexander Bernikov had got shot cross field. That's Margot. So Margot, 2 confirmed kills for him here in this point, which is going to give him 9 overall in the 7 points that we have seen played out here. Actually, sorry, this is the 8th point.
You know who's having a game for the Ironmen right now? Jason Vidalich. Stepping up, coming over here on the snake side, being alive, being patient, talking, coming out, getting into his bunker, getting up the field in the snake, being a presence. He's got a couple kills. And
but what you're talking about, Todd, I don't mean to interrupt, but the presence.
Yes.
If you're over and alive, a lot of rookie front players think like, oh my God, I got to get up the field, I got to shoot everybody, I got to shoot 5 guys every single point. No, a lot of the times, just you being alive and sucking up a couple guns is going to open things up for your 2s and your 3s, and also your 1s on the opposite side of the field. And that it is a big pickup. The 3 Vidalich brothers last year for playing for San Jose Royalty, we had talked a lot about those guys. It was kind of unique to see 3 brothers playing on the same team, but Jason Vidalich, out of the 3, I really felt that he kind of had the edge on his brothers. And so for the Ironmen to get him back in the fold, as things play out, because it's a long play for the Ironmen. They picked up the Royalty guys. It's going to take time for that team to catalyze into the most important version that they can bring out there. And we're starting to see it. I saw them a little bit out of that last event when they took made it to the semifinals, lost to Houston Heat, but looked pretty good. And so for the weapons to start to surround those core guys from the Ironmen that we'd seen, that having that presence so important.
Yeah, well, you create opportunities for your teammates because he goes over, gets into the snake. That makes Bierdnikov, who when they were in there, they had the 3 bodies left alive. Bierdnikov takes off running to the corner because he sees Vidalich get in. Marcelo is able to shoot Bierdnikov come into the corner, and then he dives into the 50. That makes Sergei, who was focused on the Dorito side, have to turn and live behind his gun. And then Vidalich just waited, and then finally got a good shot on him. Opened that game up for the Ironmen, and they're able to tie it up 4-4 now after ending that 4-point run that Art Chaos just went on after Ironmen went up 3-0.
Yeah, huge timeout from the Ironmen too, and that's when you have each team's got a timeout. You want to use that timeout. The only reason you should do it, 1, for some reason you're not ready to go. You have gear down, somebody's not ready to roll, or 2, to talk about game plans and ice the other team down when they start putting a ton of points up on you in a row. Now here we go, both teams at full strength, looking at Art Chaos on your on your screen, but it looks like a body dropping for the Los Angeles Ironmen over there, and it's Daniel Ibarra coming off on the D side. They do have a body up in the center. Alex Rodriguez hunting for kills. No one on the D side for Art Chaos as they stayed in the pocket here. Heavy pocket play for Art Chaos, and it looks like we might have a penalty.
And
no.
And Alex in the middle right there. That's a dangerous, dangerous spot for Art Chaos for the switch side for the Ironman. Alex Rodriguez is going to get up the middle. He's going to run down. He's going to shoot 2 or 3 guys.
Well, the thing with Alex being up there is that the reason why he's able to, he gets up there and he starts shutting the D side down. No one has made it out on that D side of the field. And now he's going to look underneath the A in that center, try to switch his guns. You're looking at the back line from the Ironman on your screen right now. And they still have Brandon Cornell, Mike Paxton, as the referee's in there checking out Brandon Cornell. And then they also have Marcelo Margot over here on the Snake side. So the Ironmen still 4 strong. Heavy in the pocket and up the center. Art Chaos was finally able to spread the field. Oh, but it looks like, was that Lukashu? So Lukashu kind of struggling out there, Todd. That's that's what, 3 times we've seen him die out of his bunker back there?
Yep. At least.
Yeah, you cannot have one of your main attackers dying out of this bunker in the back, but Lukashu is used to pushing forward. Look at this big, huge move.
Oh, nice move.
Sergey Solnitskov comes up the center and scalps Alex Rodriguez, and then ends up getting eaten up, but still, he did his damage. But only 2 bodies left alive right now for Art Chaos. Looking at, I believe, 3 for the Ironmen. So the thorn in the side for Art Chaos was Alex Rodriguez. He got taken out by Sergey, but it's going to be up to Mishka Kiesnev and Alexander Birnikov to try to win this 2-on-3 right here.
Yeah, and Brandon Cornell came out of that tower and went up into the Dorito 2. Mike Paxton now filling out of the snake side can to the snake side corner, but Marcelo Margot's going to get shot. So even in the bodies up, it's 2-on-2. I think Mishka picked up Marcelo. So Biernikov and Mishka as Mike Paxton dives into the 50 snake.
And Todd, I don't think they've seen him make that move. I think he's going to have the drop on Alexander Birnikov right here. So big Mike Paxton, you know, proving that big dudes can play the game too, able to get in the 50. I don't think anyone picked him up now. I think now they know he's there. Yeah, because, no, is Sergey... I'm sorry, is Mishka trying to get a shot on him cross field? I think he is. I think they finally picked him up.
Yeah, Biernikov knows he's there now. He's going to scoot in. Now make a cut up the middle, see if he can get a shot on Paxton. Does he? Paxton comes out into the open, and Biernikov uses the pin to block himself off and keep his body alive.
Dude, he's so good at that, man.
Yeah, beautiful move by Malloy right there. Do-si-doing with Mike Paxton. And very smartly, you know, always got to have, you know, where's your body at in respect to the bunkers in front of you. And Malloy, with his, you know, 10+ years of high-level paintball experience, able... I see a referee running over there now.
I mean, I saw Biernikov get shot by Mike Paxton, and he continued to play, but that's why he ran out the field. But let's just see what happens on the far side of the field. I mean,
well, yeah, Chris. I mean, I didn't see the shot, but if you saw it, I believe you.
I definitely saw it. I mean, it was on his knee, and Mike Paxton isn't one to make a big scene about things unless he actually
unless it's in practice.
What are you talking about, practice?
What are we really talking about?
Yeah, but yeah, so the referee corps over there is kind of talking it out. So,
but we're up here though. We're up here. They're
yeah,
down there.
it's really tough to. I mean, you can, some of the hits you can see, some of them you can't. That's why the referees are out there.
They're the best in the business.
Controlling the action, keeping everybody honest. And yeah, so I mean, we'll see what comes from that decision from the referees. But as it stands right now, it looks like the score is 5-4 in favor of Art Chaos.
And you know, in Malloy's defense, if I'm hit, pew, I'm off the field. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, I mean, if no referee came in to make the call when it happened right away, and you know, treat it like a trade and run off.
Hey man, it's only cheating for getting caught.
And also with a play like that,
come on.
I mean, those guys are literally, they're, you know, when they made that, when Paxton made, well, first Malloy made his move, Biernikov made his move, and then Paxton made that move to counter, but they kind of, with that center pin, you know, circled each other, trying to get that shot on each other. Those are one of those trade. It's hard, and it's also one of those, you know, bang bang trade out plays where it's really tough to say who shot who first. and you know, it looked like Paxton stopped shooting before Burnikov stopped shooting.
And he called himself out, though.
And he did call himself out.
He left field. So what are you really going to say? If he calls himself out, you can't say anything.
Yeah, and Paxton didn't really, he wasn't pointing. You know when a guy really feels like, oh, before I felt one hit me, I definitely saw one break on you. You're going to see that the body language point, or you see it in the walk off, and I didn't see that out of Paxton.
Exactly. You're right, Maddie. 100%.
So, yeah, so the point does go to Art Chaos. So right now, 5-4, slight lead for Art Chaos. Body dropping for the Los Angeles Ironmen early D side. In the pocket, 4 bodies for the Ironmen. Farthest body out over here on the snake side is the insert bunker snake side for the Ironmen. Art Chaos, much better field position. Getting to the 50-yard line. Snake looking real good over here. 2 bodies. He's got a back player. Referee gonna run in there and check him out. Oh, and it looks like he got hit, so I'm wondering where that shot came from. And that was Konstantin Fedorov, who ends up getting taken out. Must have got shot in the leap over Snake 2 to get to the 50-yard line. So that's going to hurt Art Chaos a little bit. Still good field position for them. Lukashuk, who was right behind Fedorov, was able to, off that death of his buddy, he was able to make it into the Snake. Now he's trying to contain the Ironmen for moving and getting any sort of upfield movement on the D side of the field. Those so important cross-field shots, that's how the game works. You get up the field and look cross-field. Mind the guy in front of you, but look cross-field, particularly on this layout.
Sergei Solnishkov coming across from that tower, going to the corner, up into Dorito 2 now. It's going to allow Mishka to come across into Dorito 1 behind him from the small cake. Ironmen with their 4 bodies, 3 of them looking across the Dorito side, flipping to the Snake now. Marcelo Margot and Vidalich over here looking towards the Snake side. Rodriguez in the middle looking towards the Snake side. Cece there in that little cake, going back and forth. Ironmen really communicating hard right now as you see them switching, giving each other hand signals. There's Art Chaos on your screen. Their lineup, they've got a guy in Snake 1 right there. Birnikov behind him in that Snake side temple as Vidalich getting shot out of that Snake side, and that's going to allow Marcelo Margot to get pinched out. So Art Chaos now taking out the whole Snake side for the Ironmen. And here comes Art Chaos on the run. Biernikov up through the middle. Rodriguez going to try and make some magic happen. Can anybody pick him up? No. Rodriguez going to get shot on that big fill.
Well, that's all you can really do. I mean, getting stuck in the middle is kind of counterproductive. You got to try to make something happen. So I agree with that move. Shot or not, you got to get out there. Otherwise, you're it's a for sure thing you're going to die. So
Biernikov right there going to go trade out with Chris Cat there at the end.
I think he just gave it to him, actually.
Lucas Shoup gets shots by Cat on that closeout, but still Mishka alive. Let Biernikov get up there and do the dirty work. Bunker out Chris Cat, so that's going to give Art Chaos a 6-4 lead over the Ironmen with just 46 seconds left in the game. That was the point that the Ironmen really needed. But Marcelo Margot, Jason Vidalich, you can suck all game and then be a hero at the end. Pavel Lukashuk coming up in the Snake, shoots Jason Vidalich, shoots Marcelo Margot, blows the game open for Art Chaos, gives him a 2-point lead.
Hey, that's what's great about paintball. That's what I love about this sport. You always get another chance to redeem yourself. So yeah, Lukashuk goes out. He's getting his dome piece just peeled off, point after point, just playing catch in the back corner bunker, and then completely steps up and has a point. His team believes in him, and rightfully so, because the kid is highly, highly talented. We've seen him do well previous events, and he comes out. Now Art Chaos is only 1 point away from taking down a very strong Ironman team, and an Ironman team that had the lead early on, and that dreaded 3-point spread had already crept in. But regardless, Art Chaos, man, they could do it here, defeat the Ironman, and take the Ironman to 0-1, and that would be a huge loss here because this is the bracket of death right now. Next up, we have Edmonton Impact against 187 Crew, then Dynasty Art Chaos, Ironman 187 Crew, and Impact and Dynasty to finish out the morning bracket. It's going to be tough, man. It's going to be really tough. This is going to probably be one of those brackets where, guys are winning and losing games. It's all going to come down to point spread. It's going to be a really intense tournament, and that's what I love about Friday. Who showed up? Who's ready to play? Who's trained the most? And then Saturday, that's when things really start to catalyze. Who is going to move on to Sunday, and who's going to be playing in those relegation games, and who are the favorites? So, man, just can't wait to see how this game turns out here. Alex Goldman, injured Alex Goldman, still gutting through his injury, playing right now. And on the breakout, and he still looks fast. And then Look at this. Alex Rodriguez all the way up to the center off the break, trying to shut down that D side. And we're going to have a penalty on Art Chaos, so the door opens for the Ironmen. Here comes Alex Rodriguez past the 50-yard line. Is he going to get a production?
Chaos players.
Yeah, 2 more coming off. It's not looking good for our Chaos. This might be the fastest point that we have seen so far at this event. Alex Rodriguez going to take down the last player as Marcelo Margot grabs the flag and sprints it in. Wow, here come the Los Angeles Ironmen. And it's going to be 5 to 6.
What was that, 10-second game?
Yeah, and they had to do it with 20 seconds remaining now. The Ironmen are only down by 1. It looked like Clint Moore was the one to get that minor penalty. So, boys, do you think the Ironmen can score another quick point?
Yes.
They proved that they can do it once, but can they do it again? I don't know. It's going to be crazy.
Here's the thing. I guarantee that our Chaos is not going to let that happen again. There's no way. I mean, they shot good lanes in the break. 2 quick eliminations, get up the middle, but I don't think they could do it again.
Well, the thing is that, do you switch it up then? Now you just had a center play, so now our Chaos, they have to keep the center honest. They have to put a couple guns there, which means you only have 5 guns to work with, man. That's not a ton of variables out there, so that so you have those center shots, which is going to take the shots out from wide. So now, do the Ironmen streak some fast runners out wide to try to draw guns? I mean, they only have 20 seconds. They have to attack up the center. They don't have a choice.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You got to go up center, because I mean, going outside is 10 seconds right there.
Maybe if they had like 45 seconds to work with, maybe a minute, that might be different. But I do agree with you, Chris. I think they have to attack up the center.
And look, we have a minor penalty right now too.
Yeah, well, the minor penalty was on Clint Moore, but it's going to come off because our Chaos lost the point again. Minors come off if you lose the point. They stay on if you win the point. Majors will stay up there the whole time. The difference between those 2 penalties, 1 minute minors, 2-minute majors. So with just 20 seconds to go, it's going to get crazy here. Look for probably, would you send A-Rod back out there again?
Absolutely.
I mean, he did a great job.
Without question.
He's definitely become their default center attacker.
He is a machine. I love the kid.
Well, and also,
I'm a fan.
And if people have been following, I'm a fan of Alex Rodriguez too. If you've been following the sport for a little bit, he's one of those great success stories. He was an overweight kid. Mikko Huhtinen, one of the longtime Ironman players, told him, "Hey, man, if you get in shape, if you really work hard, you could one day be a top player because what's in your head is unteachable. You have an innate talent to play the game." He did it. Here he is attacking up the center again. He stops early this time. It looks like some bodies dropping now for the Ironmen. They lose Mike Paxton. Not a lot of time left. Bodies peeling off for our Chaos too. Looks like 3 players left alive for them. Under 6 seconds to go. They have to attack.
Look at this coming. Here comes Matty.
Injured Alex Goldman with just 2 seconds. And he gets torn to pieces. So Alex Goldman gave it everything he possibly had, but it looks like the Ironmen are going to take a slight loss here. Lots of, they did put some points up on the board though, so only a -1 for their point spread heading on, and they have 3 more tough games. But what an amazing come-from-behind victory from Art Chaos, and what a great comeback attempt from the Los Angeles Ironmen.
Look at these games, Matty. First 3 games, 6-5, 6-5, 6-5. That's our weekend, ladies and gentlemen. It's only going to get, it's going to be a bloodbath the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, so wow, 6-5, the final score. Art Chaos takes it against the Los Angeles Ironmen. So that's going to be a tough one for the Los Angeles Ironmen to bear here. Yeah, the Art Chaos and a amazing roster, yet to really perform in the Champs Division. But what a big win for them, though, Todd.
Yeah, I mean, Art Chaos back here in the Champions Division, definitely need to get a good start. These players, like I said, they've been here and they've done that, but every tournament's a new tournament, every day is a new day. They are here at Riverside. They want to show and prove that they belong here, that they are contenders, and you got to get off to a good start. If they come out here, their first event back in the Champions Division, and lose their first game to the Ironmen, then that doesn't make you feel very good at all, and then you start having to play catch up again. But the Ironmen, we've seen team on the rise over here, fought very hard against Art Chaos, but Art Chaos made that quick little run and proved to be victorious here in the end, giving themselves the first victory of this event.
Yeah, the next game coming at you is going to be Edmonton Impact, the team that won the last event and took second at the second event, the Mid-Atlantic Open. and they're taking on Upton 187 crew. Interesting story with Upton 187 crew. They have kind of a skeleton lineup. The good thing for them is those 5 core guys, Max Taylor, Dan Zaleski, Eddie Painter, and the rest of those boys have really started to look incredibly solid, and they definitely have it in it to beat big teams. We've seen them beat big teams before, but can they beat big teams on a regular basis? That is the test that is in front of them for the West Coast Open, and they have a big one here as they play Edmonton Impact, the team that won the last event. Let's check in with Lauren Kelly.
Hey guys, I am here with Konstantin Fedorov of Art Chaos. Congratulations, you guys just won 6-5 against Ironmen. Now, Ironmen had the lead at first. They had 3 points. You guys had 0. But you switched it up and you came back to win this. What did you adjust to make sure you could get those points and take this win?
At the beginning, it was like kind of start a little bit sloppy, but right after that, we took timeout and like figured out all the mistakes what we got, and we kind of like rebuild our team. And we start playing for like 200% of like concentrate on a game.
I was talking to Clint Moore before about the similarities between this field layout and the one we saw at MAO where you guys struggled a bit. What did you practice specifically for this field layout to make sure you didn't have that same result and get bumped down for the World Cup?
Since the MAO, we practice just like one breakout, kind of going wide, and we didn't get a shot after break during the practice, but at the event we get shutouts. But this field, we practice with Houston Heat, which has helped to us make a little bit different plans, like using full field, all bunkers, and this has really helped us. So we know exactly what we're gonna do.
All right, and you were telling me off camera that you feel like the first match of events, you guys always start a little slow. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. It's just like mentally thing. You know, we have to wake up, maybe Red Bull, maybe like punch somebody in the face, but we just, yeah, really, we start slowly. But
okay, well, watch out if you see Art Chaos on the sidelines because they're looking to possibly punch someone in the face to get amped up. Stay tuned, guys, for your next match. It's going to be good.
All right, thanks.